Just a few words. Something extraordinary happened last night in Alberta, as many of you may know. And I don't want to be, partisan and say Conservative Party or Liberal Party or Green Party. I want you to think about something. Just as Canadians, we're all in this together. We are the wealthiest country on earth, period. Nobody has it yet. 37.4 million of us with more wealth than America has in resources. More water, more power, more gas, all the minerals, all the grains. Everybody on earth needs what we have. And for generations, our previous leaders figured that out. The reason we're as wealthy as we are today is that all of the leaders of all of the parties for multiple generations figured out that we have the things that every growing economy on earth needs. That's how it worked, regardless of the politics, forget about that. It required certain executional skills to do this, and various leaders have come and gone. In the last 4 years, direct investment in Canada by foreigners, for the first time ever, has declined 52%. Nobody invests here anymore. We would usually get 3.5% of sovereign wealth. I was in Dubai last week with sovereign wealth funds, that's what I do for a living, asking them why they don't put Canada on their investment map anymore. They're pragmatic people. They said, well, it's not investable. You guys get nothing done. You can't build pipelines, you can't do infrastructure projects, you can't do any mining, you don't do anything anymore. You just litigate each other all day. And when Trump came in, nobody saw that coming, including the current leader. Trump went the other way. He deregulated the economy, he got rid of carbon taxes, and he lowered corporate taxes. And by the billions of dollars, in a matter of 30 months, we lost 500,000 jobs in the resource sector and 32 billion a year of capital left Canada and went to the United States, where they had a capital cost allowance acceleration. So I'm just making a point here, and I mean no disrespect, and I want you to think about it because we are now going through a remarkable change in the next 10 months. I'm going to give you 3 examples to think about. I'm a Canadian. The most valuable passports on earth are Canadian and Swiss passports. You practically need a visa nowhere. You can go anywhere you want on earth as a Canadian. Until now. What's the largest economy on earth? Growing, requiring more resources than any other on earth? China. You don't want to go to China with a Canadian passport anymore. How'd that happen to us? Just this one example I want you to think about. If you had a strategic bone in your body, and you were the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and another country told you to arrest a really important Chinese national in your border, maybe you'd think for 15 minutes about that. For 2 reasons. The U.S. is at war with China on trade. Who could have filled that gap with all the granola, grain, resources, energy, oil that they needed? We could have. While they were fighting with the U.S., we could have sold them everything they needed. But no, that's not what we did. We arrested one of their most important women in the country to piss them off. Now who's at the table? The Americans are cutting a new deal with the Chinese, and we've been left out. Who did that to me as a Canadian? What person did that to me? To my country? Who did that to me? Who should take the blame for that? That's just one example. We can't ship our oil to the East Coast because we can't build pipelines. You need strong leadership to build a pipeline. Instead, we buy oil from the Saudis, and then our foreign minister tweets about them to the point where they're so pissed off at us, I can't go to Saudi Arabia with my Canadian passport. And they ship us oil, and we're dependent on them, and they don't pay any carbon tax on it. Who did that to me? Who did that to you? Maybe in this next election, and I'm not even being partisan here, we need better management in this country, better executional skills And we need to fire the ones that have done so poorly for us. It's remarkable in this country, and I'm showing I'm being bipartisan here, that we can end up with a Rachel Notley at the same time that we had Kathleen Wynne, at the same time we had Justin Trudeau. That's a nightmare. These are the worst managers we've ever had at the same time, ever. Ever. We need to scrape this clean, and we have to bring in better managers. I don't care who you vote for. I want you to vote for people you think can manage the country better, so that your passport works again, so that you can trade with the largest economy on earth. People that can think and are strategic and have executional skills. Because what we have now are the worst I've ever seen in my life. And I weep for my country. I'm pissed. But what happened last night in Alberta and what happened recently in Ontario is the wind of change blowing through. Because we're not stupid people. We figured out we got screwed, and now we want it back. And I say this because I am on the campaign trail myself, trying to pay back my, I'm trying to pay back my campaign debt from the last one. So I'm making a pitch and appeal to you. I have a bunch of forms on these tables. Here's my deal. If you give me anything, it can be as little as $20 or as much as $16.50, I will double match that to the food bank here in Ottawa. Whatever you give me, I will help this local community by doubling what you gave me. And you will still get the tax receipt for what you gave. And I will double it. So whatever you got, if you want to help me out, great, because I have to do this. I've been doing it. I was in Saskatoon last night doing it. I'm going to Montreal this afternoon to do the same thing. I'm staying in the game this way. I'm going to be visiting colleges and universities across Canada, where Trudeau got 84% of the vote 4 years ago. Luckily, I can pack those auditoriums because they love Dragons and Shark Tank, and I am going to rip into him. I can't believe it. I'm going to do as much damage as I can to ensure that this next election we get better managers. I have not an ill will to him at all as a person. I do not totally respect what he's done, but he is the worst manager this country has ever seen with zero executional skills. So if you will help me, thank you. Come up to the front. If not, thank you very much. I will double it to the Ottawa Food Bank. Thank you.